Okay guys, all the ingredients you're gonna need to make a Frito pie is a can of beans. It doesn't have to be this big, I just bought this big size for whatever reason. Some nacho cheese, you don't have to use this, but I'm gonna add some. Some regular shredded cheese. It could be whatever kind of shredded cheese that you want. And then for the toppings, guacamole. Sour cream, taco sauce if you want, and some jalapenos. And then of course you can't forget the actual Fritos. Okay, so I already poured some of the Fritos onto the pan that we're going to be using. Sorry, this is a little janky. You know, we're not professional here. You need a spoon. And what you're gonna need to do is get your can of beans or chili. You can make your own if you want, but you know, ain't nobody got time for that. Mix it up because it's freaking gross. Like, what is this? I never buy a big can, so. I like Hormel, but you know, you can use whatever you want. And then you're just gonna need to cover the Fritos. You can use however much chili you want or however little. You know, we're going in because we're fatties here. No beans will be spared, or no chips will be spared. Just like cover it up. Oh yeah, you need to preheat your oven to 350. That would help. You don't necessarily have to put this in the oven, but that's how my mom did it, so that's how we're doing it here. Some people like to heat up their chili and then just put cheese on top. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, just make sure to cover we're just gonna use this whole entire thing. Kind of looks like dog food in the can, but you know, don't think about that when you're putting it on top of your chips, because that might ruin your appetite. Okay, we use the whole darn can, so that's a lot of chili, but I probably won't eat this all, so you know, if you have friends, share, but you know I don't, so there's no sharing. Then you're gonna get your onions and you're gonna put some onions on top. If you want, if you don't like onions, don't do this. My mom didn't do this, but I love onions now, so we are gonna add some. And you know, don't look at my chopped onions because they are really badly cut. I still don't know how to cut an onion. I tried watching Gordon Ramsay's way, but you know, some things you just can't do. This is a lot of onions, but you know, you can put as much or as little as you want. I'm going in. I cut up a whole onion, gotta use it up. And then you need your cheese. You know, I like to use a lot of cheese. Oh, you can use your canned cheese too. I'm not gonna use as much canned cheese as I am shredded. Love the sound of a can popping. Get your same spoon, who cares, and then just like put little bitty dollops. I'm not gonna put that much as I pour the whole can. I'm not gonna use that much. Just like, yeah, just spread it out. If you like it cheesy, you can add more if you like this cheese better than shredded, but I like both, so that's why we're using both. Okay, I think that's good. It's a lot. And then just pour on your shredded cheese. This is a little chunky, but it'll melt in the oven. Oh yeah. You know, hopefully you're not going on a date after, because you might smell like onion, and you just ate beans too, so you might fart. I mean, if you're going on a bad date, this is a good bad date, because then you can just fart. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna cut this out, probably put some music over. If not, then you're just gonna hear my commentary. Oh my God, look at all that cheese. You might be wondering, why are you using so much cheese? Because you can. Just like, oh my gosh, yes girl. You gotta make sure that you use a lot. Oh my God, that's a lot of cheese. You might actually be constipated too, but that's okay. Yes. This is not for the healthy people. This is for the chubby people. Okay. We have a little bit left. Not a lot. Okay, so what you're gonna need to do after this is put this in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. And when this is done, I'll show you what to do after. I also forgot to add that this is the type of chips I'm using. I'm using spicy jalapeno Fritos. I used a bag and about a half. But you can probably just use a bag if it's for you, or even half a bag. Okay, now that the Frito pie is out of the oven, I took it out 4 minutes early, so maybe like 15 to 17 minutes. We're gonna start adding stuff. First, we're gonna add the jalapenos. It's just personal preference. You could add as much as you want. Like I said, this recipe is not really a recipe. You just like wing it, because that's my life motto. We never follow recipes, we just wing it. And if it turns out like crap, well then we adjust. That's what life is all about. Okay. I like a lot of jalapenos. I just like excess of things. Maybe that's not good, but you know, who said I'm ever good? Okay. After we do that, just go ahead and put the jar back on this. Now we can add the sour cream and guacamole. I'm just gonna make pretty art with this sour cream. And then we'll just put it on the other side. Oh, well, that was a fail. You know. Okay, now guacamole. I personally like handmade guacamole, but all the avocados at the grocery store were so spoiled that I was like, I guess I have no other option than to use store-bought. But I definitely do make my own guacamole. This was just last minute, and you know, Texas doesn't really have good avocados lately. Not that I can see. Okay, we're just gonna add the rest of that. I do prefer this brand. This is my favorite brand. And then for the end, we can add some taco sauce. This is optional. You don't have to do this, but you know me. I do. I'm a saucy bitch. And there you go. There it is, loaded Frito pie. Now I will see you for the eating portion. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be eating loaded Frito pie. I already showed you how I made this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dig in because I'm starving. And this ish looks good. We'll start out with our fingers because why not? You need a fork. This might be a little bit less cheesy because I had it set up and everything, but yeah. I hope everyone was having a good day. I switched my setup a little bit, so I hope you guys like this, because I know a lot of you were saying you got sick of seeing a white wall. So I went back to my old school setup, which is how I used to film my videos, is this way. So let me know if you guys like this better. If you like seeing like my bed and everything. Sorry I haven't filmed in a while. I just haven't really been up to filming. I've been really like sad lately. So I don't want to film when I'm sad. I don't really have any reasons to be sad because life is going pretty well lately. It's just like, you know, depression when like it comes randomly, even when you're like not even necessarily going through a bad time. And so today, I wanted to talk about what I was going to talk about in my last video, which is suicidal thoughts. Because I think that a lot of people go through, I think a lot of people have these types of thoughts, but they don't talk about it because they don't want people to think that they're like going crazy, or maybe they don't know what they need to do, or maybe they don't know how to reach out for help. So I thought I'd give you my side, like, of what I've dealt with before, and just, like, if you can relate, that's cool. And I'm not giving advice or anything, because a lot of people don't like it when I give advice. Sorry, I can't pick this up. But I'll just kind of tell you my situation, and then you let me know, like, if you went through something, or if you can be a helping hand in the comments, that would be really awesome. Napkins on deck. Oh, and I have this, I used Mio. This is like a black cherry something. It's really good. This is my favorite flavor. The only thing is it turns my tongue that color. Not yet, but it probably will. Anyway, last year was probably one of the hardest years of my entire life. I moved to a completely different city where I didn't know anyone. I had no family over there. Me and my mom were like in a rocky place, and I felt completely alone. If you guys didn't know, I'm bipolar. So I was super manic while I was living over there. So I wasn't eating as much as I should, because when I am manic, I don't want to eat food. I don't know why. I've talked to a psychiatrist about it, and she didn't really give me any answers. You know, time is money to them, to be honest with you. They want you in and out. You're just another person that's giving them money, and that's sad, but that's how I felt. Anyways, while I was living in Austin, I was like heavily drinking because I didn't know how to cope with how I felt. And me and my mom were fighting at the time, so we weren't really talking. And so my only outlet was drinking. And you know, with drinking, you get even more depressed. It like messes you up. And it's like this endless cycle where you drink, and then the next day you're feeling really sad and you don't know why you're sad, but you think that if you drink, things will be better. So you drink again, and it gets worse and worse. And then when you go a week without drinking, you're like, I got this. Like, I'm in a great mood. Like, I want to drink again. And then you drink again, and then you're sad, and it's just terrible. So I don't recommend drinking if you're depressed. If you didn't know that, drinking makes you even more like suppressed from your feelings. So anyways, I remember this one night specifically because it was like such a bad night in my head. I had a bad night at work. So I come home and I start drinking, and then I get so drunk that I call my mom and I just start crying. And she's like, what's wrong? Because my number was not blocked at the time. My mom just recently blocked my number. That's a whole other story, but we're talking again, so it's all good. So I call my mom. She's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I want to go home. Like, I miss you. I miss everyone. I don't want to be here. I want to kill myself. And My mom's the type of person, like, there's people out there, like, it's not my mom's fault whatsoever, but my mom is the type of person where she kind of like brushes it off because she's heard that before. I don't know. I'm not saying it's right, but that's just how my mom is. She just doesn't really take it seriously. So I ended up hanging up on her because she wasn't understanding what I was saying. Plus, it was 3 in the morning, so mind you, my mom was like incoherent. She just woke up. I woke her up from her sleep crying, and she's like kind of dazed and confused about what's happening. And so I'm crying on my bathroom floor, and I'm just staring up at the shower rod. And this is gonna get, if you're triggered by this, please skip like a minute or two and then come back, because this is gonna be a big like trigger warning. But I thought about like hanging myself. I'm looking up at the shower rod. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm done. Like, I'm gonna go by, you know, and I'm gonna do it. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to. And then I ended up passing out on the bathroom floor, and I woke up and I just felt like this dark cloud over me. And it just never went away. And my mom, I ended up talking to my mom. My mom's like, you really need to see a therapist. I'm like, Mom, you don't understand. Like, I don't want to be alive anymore. Like, I don't want to be in Austin. I don't want to be here. I'm away from everyone. I want to go back home. And she's like, well, you can come home. And I'm like, I can't break my lease because then you have to pay for that and everything. And then my mom, bless her soul, like, I think a week later, she ended up coming to see me, and we hung out, and it made me feel so much better. But still, the thoughts were there. So I think like either a couple months later, I ended up moving because my lease was up, and I started seeing a therapist. And oh my God, that therapist saved my life. I love my therapist to death. Unfortunately, we're not together anymore. Her schedule became way too busy for me. So we just stopped seeing each other. But I can honestly say that a therapist legitimately saved me. Talking to her, I was with her when me and my mom got in that big fight and she blocked my number, and talking to my therapist made me feel 1,000 times better. Like, I could handle like how it felt. My therapist like walked me through it. She was amazing. I love her. Ooh, yum. I was almost afraid to tell like people how I felt because I don't know, I didn't want to worry anyone, but I think like when I found the tools that I needed to like talk to people, because I was so alone in Austin, it almost made me feel way better. So I'm not saying that that's your situation, but that's what happened to me. And eventually like the thoughts went away, and I didn't like hardcore want to do it, but I don't think they go away completely. Like, sometimes they'll pop in like your head once in a while, or my head, if that's what we're talking about, me. But I just want to let you know, if you're having those thoughts, please talk to someone. Like, honestly, talk to someone. I'm telling you, you will feel 1,000 times better. Reach out. You might like not want to do that because you want to like, you're like, I got this. Like, I don't need any help. But sometimes you do need help, and it sucks admitting it. But like, once you get that help, you're gonna feel like a weight is lifting off your shoulders. I am always here if you want to talk about anything. I'm sure there's people in the comments that are here to talk to you too, but we're not therapists, so if you do need help, please talk to someone. But I just want to say that it does get better, and I know that sounds so stupid, like, oh my God, another host saying it gets better, but it does. It will get better, and you'll pass a couple years and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I did that. It took a lot of strength, but I did it. And you'll say that. we're all going through rough times. We all just got to be there for each other, you know? And I'm not saying that those thoughts came on suddenly, but when you're put in stressful situations, I feel like all of the thoughts in your head and stuff become 10 times stronger, because not only are you stressed, so you're thinking about like stuff that you have to do, whatever's going on in your life, but then your mental health is affected because it's like fight or flight, and your mind is like going 20 miles per hour, and it's just the worst type of thoughts that you could have. But you just gotta keep going. So I really hope that if you are worried about talking to someone, that it doesn't scare you. They don't think you're crazy. Nobody thinks you're crazy. Everyone has their own stuff that they're worrying with or dealing with, but it's never enough to not talk to someone, you know? I could be in the most stressful situation ever, and I'm always here to talk, like no matter what. That's one of the things I look for in people, is someone that is able to like listen and give feedback, and not just like go la-di-da-di-da, oh yeah, and then just kind of go off in their own world. That's the worst, is when you're trying to vent to someone and they're not even listening. So yeah, thankfully I moved back. I got my stuff together. I'm more able, I feel like I'm way more clear-minded than I was a year ago. Moving out on your own is hard. Like, let me tell you, living on your own, paying your own bills, like paying everything, it's freaking hard. Being an adult is hard. But we're all in this together. I'm so grateful I have you guys. Like, honestly. Like, you guys talk to me sometimes when I feel so alone, and it's like the best thing in the world. Like, I'll be on Instagram sometimes and I'll have people messaging me, asking me if I'm okay, and I'm like, you guys are so amazing to me. YouTube is a very dark place, like super dark sometimes, and I keep saying that, but it's like super accurate. I just got done watching the 3-part series of Shane Dawson's documentary on TanaCon. I don't believe anyone anymore. I don't believe Tana. I don't believe Michael. I think they were both had a huge part to play in this. I feel sorry for all the people that got scammed, taken advantage of, lost all their money. It's really sad. Ooh, sorry about that. It's just a whole hot mess. Damn, picking up these Fritos is no joke. Sorry if this is the type of video that you don't like to hear, but sometimes you have to talk about serious situations that go on. Not everything is rainbows and sunshine, you know what I mean? That's not the world we live in. I'm a very, you know how some people are optimistic or pessimistic? I'm very pessimistic. I'm not optimistic whatsoever, so I'm sorry, but I'm not your type of person.
I'm the type of person that sees the glass half empty. Sometimes people see it half full. I'm like, that bitch is half empty. It really stinks that YouTube tries to tell you, oh, you can't talk about suicide because that's too much for people. But it's like, that's reality. A lot of people struggle with mental health. That's the world that we live in today. There's so much messed up stuff happening, no wonder. And YouTube tries to say, oh, no, like, it has to be kid friendly. Like, we don't need to talk about that. And I'm like, okay, YouTube. Oh my god, if I eat this whole thing, then holy crap. It's 6:28 p.m. I haven't ate all day, so I'm starving like Marvin, girl. I'm starving like Marvin, girl. And I got some. I'm just kidding. Does anybody remember the song Grills by Paul Wall? Let me see your grills. You wanna see my what? Yeah, your grills. Yeah, your grills. Rob the jewelry store and tell them, make me a grill. I used to love that song. Of course I did. Me and my sister made up a dance to that song when I was in middle school. That was my thing. Me and my sister legitimately made music videos on old cameras. We made one for Milkshake. If I can find that, I swear I will post it. We made a whole thing on iMovie for Milkshake. My milkshake brings all the bar. You know what we did in that music video? We went around to random mailboxes and we filmed like doing this in front of it. And we were in an abandoned house that was like being built or whatever. So it was like a model home type of thing. And like we were dancing in there and we were dancing on the side of the road next to a porta potty. I will find that. It is hilarious. I used to be in love with making videos with my sister. We made a video where we could see who could eat their lasagna the quickest, and there's a clip of me and they're just like shoveling lasagna in my mouth. And I was like maybe 10 at the time. It's crazy. But yeah, I love it. I love looking back at old like films that we did. We used to film in car rides, like going to Taco Bell. We filmed inside of a Taco Bell before. I have a bunch of pictures of me and Taco Bell. So me and Taco Bell have been around for a while. I can legitimately say this is the best thing I've had all year. And it's super easy, so if you're gonna make this, please show me because this is good. Frito pie is so easy. This is my childhood food. My mom used to make this all the time for me growing up. She would make the easy version, but you know me, I have to go over the top. This, and she used to make jambalaya. She used to make a lot of red beans and rice. She would make meatloaf. My mom hooked it up. She hooked it up. Okay, I can probably only take one more bite. I don't want to get too full where I'm like, ugh. I ate a lot. Holy crap. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm very boring. I've said this a ton of times, but you guys say otherwise, so I'm trusting you. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the cooking portion of this video. If you like it, I'll try to do more like actual cooking. This is like pretty much just putting it together. It's not really cooking, but you know, I tried. Again, thank you guys so much, and ew. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.